Yes! Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman has now been scheduled 6 days from now, July 11th, UFC. So, it's funny, I'm coming on here making a video for the first time in months about an MMA subject when I usually, or in the past, covered superhero movies, Marvel, DC, all that. Tell me, watch this clip and tell me this is not like a modern day comic book movie.
Something shifted in Jorge Masvidal over the last 2 years, what he calls the resurrection. And he said he's going to start baptizing people. And what he means by that is putting people to sleep.
I started thinking about my whole career. Then I said, I have to separate myself from the pack. The only way to do that is to end individuals.
I use that analogy because I saw so many comments disrespecting Jorge Masvidal regarding his fighter pay. Like, oh, just take the fight. What's 300, 500 grand? It's, you know, it's still a lot of money. You become a champion, you get way more leverage. What's wrong with you? And these, I found the same issues happening with movies with the box office, because they'd be like, oh, the movie made 200 million and the budget was 100 million, therefore it made $100 million. It's a successful movie. It's like, no, when you account for the theater's take and you account for the marketing budget and all these things, the movie lost $50 million, and that's why they're scrapping future movies. It's not so simple as A minus B equals C. So a lot of the arguments I saw against Jorge Masvidal were, take the fight. If you believe in your skill set and you believe in what you're saying about baptizing people, you'll win, and then you'll get the leverage. And I feel like that argument is very good and solid, and maybe good and solid in any other sport except MMA. In MMA, there's such a huge inherent risk of damage to your body, damage to a future fight, damage to your reputation, damage reducing the years on your life, especially when you've already built up your name over decades like he did and put in the work. Whatever he feels is a fair amount, he should have the ability to request. Now, that doesn't mean the UFC has to pay it, but from his position, he should, if he wants 20 million, ask for 20 million. Know that if you ask for 20 million, you'll probably never fight again. They have to meet in the middle. The supply has to meet the demand. In the UFC's case, they said, okay, that's too high for us. We're going to go with Gilbert Burns, who was a cheaper option at that time. And Jorge Masvidal, to his credit, held his guns and said, you know what? I believe I'm worth this much. I will, you know, he was complaining a little bit and this and that. You can argue against that, but he did say, you know what? I'm going to hold. I believe I'm worth this much. I'm going to hold out. These fighters, let's say they agree to $800,000. Let's say, okay, I'm going to pay you $800,000. Maybe on Nate Diaz's fight, he got $500,000. $800,000 is a lot, but you got to realize, number one, his manager, I believe, automatically takes 10%. His fight camp takes 20% or whatever that, you know. And then Uncle Sam takes 30%. So when you bust out all the math, you're getting paid a lot less. So many people are dipping into that piece of the pie for something that you only can do once or twice a year that has such a huge risk, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So that's why I say, you know what, if he feels like that's what he wants, he should ask for the most amount of money to put for himself, for his family, and for everyone else involved and their families. It's just a ripple effect. It goes down and down. Jorge Masvidal was not submitted by Damian Maia. Damian Maia submitted an older and maybe injured Ben Askren, but nonetheless, in his realm, submitted him. Jorge Masvidal had a lot of these split decision losses, and I believe Damian Maia mentioned that he was the best jiu-jitsu wrestler, the best jiu-jitsu practitioner at the time. He has a lot of underestimating qualities, and I believe that he played too safe and got a lot of split decision losses, and he was also growing. He was also in a weight class that was a little too, the cut was a little too much for him. You gotta look at his numbers in this new weight class. He's doing a lot better knocking out people. He has a little bit more power to his punch. I believe that the fight's going to go similar to the McGregor-Alvarez fight, because you remember you have Alvarez, who is a lot stockier of a build, a lot thicker and stronger looking, looked like a Greek god. And Conor was a natural weight, looked good, wasn't overly muscular, caught him on the chin a couple times, rattled him, and it changed Eddie Alvarez's game plan. He said in the interview after he didn't even know why he didn't stick to the game plan, because his head was rattled a little bit with the accuracy in the punches. I'm so excited for this card. I'm now gonna definitely buy it. I wish both men luck. We'll may the best man win. I think it's gonna be exciting either way, and hopefully with that little math, you can see why it wasn't unreasonable what he was asking. Happy 4th of July. Peace.